Hello. Hello. So, today's book is Mistress of All Evil by Serena? Yeah, finally. Yay, Serena Valentino. Okay, so this is the fourth book in the Villains series. Okay. So this is how it is. Ooh, this is Maleficent. And look at it. Oh, she's a dragon. Ooh, this is so cool. I really liked it. Ooh. Okay. So by the time I got to read this book, I was so bored with the other fucking books I didn't give a shit about. I wish these books, all of them, were standalone books instead of like a story that you have to follow along, you know, that you have to be forced to read the first, second and third book to be able to read whichever fucking book you wanna read in the series. That's one of the things that was very disappointing to me, because all I wanted to do was read this one, and I've said it in all the other videos. All I wanted to do was read about Maleficent, because I don't care about all the other characters. Like, I really wasn't interested, but I bought the other books because it was advised to read them in that specific order. And I understand, because, you know, some characters get introduced in the first book, and then those characters also interact in the second book, and then in the second book there are other characters that are introduced, and then those characters also play a part in the third book, and then in this book all the fucking characters, you know, you start seeing that some princesses are, you know, cousins with other characters, and so it's like there is so much information that you get thrown at you. Like, it's really interesting. That part of the series I liked, that you get to see other sides of characters you always thought of. Oh my god, this is the fucking greatest character ever, or this is the nicest character ever, and then you get to see their really shitty side, and you're like, oh damn, I never thought this character who was so wonderful in this, you know, in this story is actually back then, or back a long time ago, was actually an asshole. You know, so that was interesting. You know, like, oh, well, gosh, I never expected this character to be like this. So you get to see not only the backstory of the evil queen from Snow White, the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, and Ursula from The Little Mermaid, and Maleficent. It's not only that, you get to see other characters that you already know from other movies, I mean from other stories. Not only these 4 stories, but other stories. You see little glimpses of them, or you see, for example, in this one, they don't say the name of this character, they don't say it, but they give you a hint, an obvious hint of, you know, where this character belongs in the Disney world, and you're like, oh my god. I was like, oh my god, I cannot believe Maleficent was starting with, oh shit, oh my god. And yeah, I could tell you, but I don't. I'm not going to, because I don't want to spoil some, you know, that little surprise. I don't want to spoil it. It's not a surprise, but it's like, to me it was. I don't want to spoil it for you, but if you want me to spoil you when I give you reviews of books, then let me know, because that would make my life easier, because I fucking hate talking about books and not talking about the actual story and just be tiptoeing around what the book is about and shit. So yeah, if you don't mind the spoilers, let me know, and then I will give you reviews with spoilers, and that will make my life easier, and yeah, we can discuss it. So this book is about, of course, Maleficent. It tells you the Maleficent's backstory, but because it's the 4th book, it's not like the first. In the first book, it was only, most of the time, it was only about the evil queen. You know, in the second book, it was mostly about the Beast. when it started to get like more characters and more shit, more points of view, more different points of view, was with the third book in Ursula. And in this one, it's like even more points of view, which I was like, fuck you guys, like just give me Maleficent, just I don't give a shit. But because there are so many stories, you know, woven into this story, because it's just a series and it has this, you know, a lot of subplots, then of course they had to add that shit in here. And I was like, well, damn. But yeah, the parts that are about Maleficent are, I love them, and it's like, oh my god, her story is so sad and it's bullshit, and you understand her, and it's like, oh my god. And then there's this huge surprise and this huge thing that is like, oh shit, oh my god, I never thought this would happen, oh my god. So I really enjoyed it. But I wish it had been a standalone book. I wish all of them would be just a standalone book, so that you could just go, and if you want to read about Maleficent, you can just fucking go read it, and that story is a wrap, and it's just one story for that one character, and that's it, her backstory, and pretty much that's it. Instead of making other characters and bring them in so that you can have other fucking shit to look at and other characters to care about, even though I don't give a shit about any of them. But I guess that's how they can bring it. Without those other characters, they could not bring in characters from other stories and make, you know, make them and make the story believable, I guess. So I guess that's what I have no idea. I don't know what they did it. I think that's why they did it. But yeah, I just wish it had been a standalone, because after reading all those other books, I was so fucking bored. I was like, oh, fuck. I was so bored that I just had to wait and take a fucking break before I started reading the book that I actually wanted to read. I just wished they had made them like the stories. You know, Snow White is a standalone story. Why couldn't they make these fucking books like that? But I guess it's because they want you to buy all the stories. And the next one is going to be released this year, 2018, in July, I believe. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna buy it. And if I have to take a guess because I don't know, I tried to look it up to see who the next villain was going to be, and I couldn't find anything about it. But if I have to guess who the next villain would be, I think it's going to be Hades from Hercules. But if you ask me, I would like them. Wouldn't it be cool? Even though this is not like the princess and shit, I would like to have a book about Yzma from Emperor's New Groove. I would like that. I would like Yzma. I would like Hades. I would like, even though it's not a person, but I would like, how cool would it be to have a fucking book of the backstory of Scar from The Lion King? Even though he's not, I mean, it's villains, I mean, it's Disney, they could make it happen, right? But yeah, I would like to see what of Yzma. Like, oh my god, yes, Yzma, I fucking love Yzma. And Hades, I like him too. But if I have to guess, I think it would be him. But I don't know. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know. Who else could it be? Because from Cinderella, that lady was not a witch. And so far, everything has to do with magic in this series. Everything has to do with magic and stuff like that, and fantasy and shit. And that lady, the Cinderella's stepmother, she was not a witch, was she? Or maybe they could make her a witch, you know? Maybe they could make her backstory to be a witch. Or maybe they could, another possibility could be the, what's that guy called? Captain Hook, I guess, from Peter Pan. Or Cruella de Vil, even though I don't know if she's a witch. But if I have to guess, I think it's the next one. I think it would be Hades. I don't know. Don't ask me why. Because I think maybe I imagined it, but maybe I think I saw hints during the books. But I don't know. Because I don't know. Did I like this book? I don't know. Yes, I did like it. I really, really enjoy it. I think I enjoyed this book as much as I enjoyed the book about the Evil Queen. You know, the first one, the Fairest of All. I I enjoyed those two books the most, and I wish, like I said again, like I said before, that they were standalone books because I was really bored by the time I got to read this one. And I really enjoyed it. The story is well written. The backstory of Maleficent is it's fantastic. I'm like, well damn, like yeah, you really feel sorry for her. So yeah, I really enjoyed this book. If I were to say which my favorite ones were those two, Fairest of All and Mistress of All Evil. Those were the ones for me that I think I'm gonna keep those. Well, I think I'm gonna have to keep the series. Well, I don't know, but if I were to keep those books, it would be just those two. Just since I already know what happened in between those two stories, I would keep the first and I would keep this one. Now, am I gonna buy the next book? I really don't know. I would have to know who's going to be the villain first before buying it, because this is not a series I can see myself just buying, which like every book that comes out I'm just gonna buy it and buy it, because I got really bored with the second and third books, because I really don't give a shit about those characters, especially Ursula. Like I don't care about her at all, so I got really bored with the series. And it's a shame because, you know, you shouldn't be forced to read about a character you don't like in order to read a story about a character you like, you know? You should not, and I think that's bullshit, and I think that's cheating to sell more fucking books. I think that's fucking, I hate that shit. I hate it when they do that. So, yeah. I think I might just stop here. But hey, if the next one comes out and it's a character that I like, then I will buy it. But the story was good. Yes, I would recommend it. And yeah, if you like Maleficent, I think you will enjoy this book. So let me know what you think. If you have any recommendations for me for you know, of other books that I can read, let me know, because I need more books to read, more new books. And yeah, so that's my review of this week. Thank you for your time. Bye.